What's going on, everybody? This is Nate from Zenith Tech Tips, also go by Bronx for those of you who do not know. Today I'm going to be showing y'all the new OBS Studios new beta launch that is still unreleased officially, but this is the beta that you guys can take a little run through to see how much better this streaming encoder has gotten since the release years ago. OBS Studios has come a very long way, especially with the competition such as Streamlabs, Stream Elements, you got XSplit. I mean, there's several different encoders and streaming software out there today, but OBS software has made a name for themselves for being a free, open platform, and it's just, you know, they're wanting to give back to us, the gamers, the streamers, and they're willing to do that without costing us any money. And to me, that is just amazing. That is something that we should all recognize together as a community. But today, let's go take a little run through of their new OBS beta mode, and let's just see what you can get out of it. So in the link, it's in the link in the description below, you will have the link to the new OBS beta to download. Once you download it and install it wherever you want, I did mine for the sake of this video. I put it on my desktop. You'll get 3 folders right here. You got bin, data, and OBS plugins. Now, don't worry about these other 2 right here. They're just kind of irrelevant for right now. The only one you need to worry about is bin. Double click on your bin folder, and then don't worry about these. I just kind of stuck these in because it's some Photoshop work that I've done. Open up 64-bit and scroll down till you see the OBS 64 application right here. Double click on it, and it's going to pull up. Here it is. The OBS looks kind of the same, right? Looks just like the original OBS Studios. Now, main thing is, if you don't see this screen right here on the front, this black screen, you'll see, if it says this, preview is currently disabled, just right click on your mouse and click enable preview, and it'll bring it up. So before I start, let me go ahead and erase all of my stuff that I was using for another video. And this is what it's going to look like. Here's the front screen without anything added to it. You got your scenes bar, you got your sources, your mixer, scene transitions, and your controls. And up top on your taskbar, your standard file, edit, view, profile, scene selection, tools, and help. Really, there's not a whole lot of stuff up here that you need to worry about other than the tools. If you're kind of new and you don't find this to be the optimal settings, which it should be and more, but if this doesn't really do it for you, and you're still just a really big newbie and you can't seem to figure it out, use this right here. It's called the Auto Configuration Wizard. Just open it. It's under Tools. And you can optimize it for streaming, as is recording as your secondary thing, or you can optimize for recording if you're not streaming. So, and this will automatically configure your settings to the optimal settings that programs find to be more suitable to you and your, you know, your internet and all that. So there's always that option. Alright, so let's start off with scenes. What scenes is, this is basically where you set it up. You can add, the plus symbol is for adding a scene. Minus is for removing a scene, and then the up and down arrows are for going in between them, but you can just click on them. So you get to add a scene. What adding a scene means is that you'll have one set for a scene for Overwatch, and then on the side you'll have sources that we're about to get to, and it'll have a bunch of different ones for different things for like your game, your audio, and you know your if you have a background or if you have an overlay and all that good stuff. It'll all be set to just that one scene. And what a scene also is you have a transition, so you can switch between the scenes with a transitions, what they have in like professional editing and such things like that. So we have just our main scene right here, and then we're going to go to sources. Sources is like where you're going to have, like I was talking about, your Overwatch game, which is what I'm going to have on mine, Counter-Strike Go, whatever you want to have displayed and all things of that nature. So, you know, for a little preview, you click the plus symbol, go to, we're going to do, as you can see all the different ones in here, audio input, audio output, browser, color source, display, game capture, so on and so forth. The main ones that you need to worry about is game capture, display capture if you want to display whatever on your monitor rather than just a full screen application. Game capture, which is one that we're going to be using, which captures, you know, a full screen application, a specific game only, so that if you're alt tabbing between things, the only thing that's going to show up is that browser or that specific window that you have selected. You have media source, which is like if you have an overlay, like Streamlabs Elements overlay or something, they'll give you a link and you click that and it'll bring it up. You have video capture device, which is going to be like your webcam. So if you have a webcam, you'll do a video capture device and set it up. It'll have a little drop down box. And yeah, so we're going to do game capture. Click OK. rename it whatever you want. I'm gonna do mine Overwatch game. Click OK, and pretty much after that, you can do right down on this drop-down menu. It'll say capture any full-screen application, capture specific window, or capture foreground window with a hotkey. So if you do like a macro, you can switch between them. Mainly, you're going to either capture any full-screen application, or you can do capture specific window, where in the windows, then you get to choose which one you want it to specifically capture, and only that that's the only thing that it'll capture. But you can see I don't have Overwatch pulled up down here, so it's not going to show up here. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it just like this, and I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to come back to it later. Then on the mixer, you got your desktop audio and your mic and auxiliary plugins. Now what this is this is mainly what you're going to be messing with. You can add over here in your sources if you want to do like another audio input or audio output, but you really don't need to as long as you have your mixer set up correctly. So the bar right here uses to move the adjustment of your volume up and down. Same goes for your mic, volume up and down to how loud you want your microphone to be. And then right here you have like a little settings symbol, little icon. Click on it. And it's going to be, click on your desktop audio one first and click properties. And this is where you're going to choose what device is going to be played for that desktop audio. And as you can see, we have default, headset, earphone, speakers, and digital audio. Which my digital audio, this one I don't even have connected, and my default doesn't really work with the settings that I have, which probably won't work with you either. The best thing to do is choose what your audio is going to be playing through. So if you're playing through speakers, then you're going to have one that says speakers, or if you're playing with your headset, it'll say your specific headset. As mine says headset earphone, Corsair Void Pro USB gaming headset. You're going to click on that for me anyway, so click on that and I'm going to click OK. So now that anything that plays the sound through the games or on a video, it's going to come through my headphones, it's also going to play through my stream. And that's what you want. Next, you're going to do the same thing for mic and auxiliary plugins. Click on the little icon, click properties, and now you're going to select your microphone. Select whatever one is the best, that is best suited for you that you're going to be using for your streams. I use my Razer Siren X streaming microphones, that's why I have mine selected. My headset microphone for my Corsair Void Pro, I don't know what it is. It's about a month and a half old headset, and it's awful. It's got terrible static. I mean, it's unbearable. I mean, literally, it is unbearable, and I'm really livid about it, but I bought it refurbished from Amazon for $56 compared to the $89.99, so I guess I can't complain because I'm not using that mic anyways because it's going to be shit no matter what, but hey, you pay for what you get, I guess, right? So choose whatever your device is, click OK, and then, okay, so we got your scene done, we got our sources done, our mixer done. Now let's do the next thing. Here's where it gets critical. Now with these next settings that I'm about to give to you is your main platform of how good your stream is going to look, the quality, and the rendering of it and everything. And what I'm going to give to you is going to make the most optimal settings for streaming and encoding that you will find anywhere on the web. So click on the settings right here next to scene transitions. Click on settings. It's going to give you a little tablet on the side. You got general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkeys, and advanced. Really, the only ones you need to worry about is your video, output, and there's a couple settings on advanced. But we're going to run through them all real quick so you kind of have a little brief overview. On the general, there's nothing really right here that you need to worry about except for right here, I guess, if you want to change your theme. I prefer the default one, but I'm not going to blind you guys today, so I'm just going to choose back to dark. It's a little bit more user-friendly for my videos. And then the next is you got stream, and on the stream, this is where you're going to select your streaming services. You got mine's going to be Twitch, but you got YouTube, Smashcast, Mixer, Facebook, Restream, Live at EDU, Twitter, etc. And there's going to be more implemented on the final release of the new OBS. But, we're going to be doing Twitch for the sake of it, and then you put your stream key in there and do your server and all that yada yada, whatever's closest to you, and then you click apply. Next, go to output. Yours probably looks like this. It's going to be on simple. What you want to do is on output mode, click advanced. Okay, now you're on your advanced tab. It's going to give you all these different settings. You're like, what the hell are all of these? Oh my god, I'm overwhelmed. What do I do? Don't worry, we're going to walk you through it. We're going to get you there. I promise. We're going to get you there. Don't stress it. I got your back. Okay, a Nady Nate's got your back. Remember that. Nady Nate's got your back. Now, up here in the encoder section, right here it says encoder NVIDIA NVENC H.264. If yours doesn't say that, just click on the drop down bar, left click on it, So they give you 3 different options, or if you have an AMD card, it might have a different AMD options, like AMD 264 new or whatnot. If it doesn't, don't worry, they're going to be having a new implementation where they have that, so don't freak out. So, you have these 3 settings. The original settings are the NVIDIA NVENC, H264, and X264. So, what this means, X264 encoder means that's going to be using your CPU, your processor, as your main encoder. God, what did I just say? Okay, retake. X264 is going to be using your CPU, or also known as your processor, to do your encoding. And what that means is it's going to be putting less on your GPU, which is your graphics card, so that when you're playing games, you didn't have those, you know, as much frame drops, FPS issues, stuttering, things like that in your game. And that's what everyone's really been using, is the X264 engine. But we don't have to do that anymore. The NVIDIA NVENC, which that means it uses your GPU as your main encoder. And with the new beta software, they have implemented the new NVENC H264, as you can see right here, and it says in the brackets, new. And what that means is it's got minimum loss on your performance, less FPS issues, less stuttering, and the overall quality of the stream is just amazing. And I have never done one of these videos because I really didn't see a point in it, but I wanted to, there's really none out, and I want to tell everybody how good this new program is going to be when the official release comes out, and even the beta is just fantastic. And I'm going to be posting some videos after we get done through with this, and I'm going to show you how good these streams actually are now that they implemented this. So what you want to do is you want to select NVIDIA NVENC H264 new. So click on it just like that. Uncheck. You can check this or uncheck it. I prefer to leave it unchecked because it says M4 streaming service encoder settings. I like to leave that unchecked, but just go ahead and check it for the sake of this video. It's really just up to your personal preference. On rescale output, leave that definitely unchecked. Don't check that at all. Just leave that alone. Now, rate control. I've went through all of these several times, did several different videos, and out of all of these, the main one that I found to work the best is VBR. I mean, basically there's 2, CBR and VBR, and it's really just personal preference, and like I said, I've done the difference in both of them, and VBR just seems to be the best when it comes to the overall quality of your streams. So do VBR, and like I said, this is for the best OBS. Here we go again. The best OBS settings for 2019. So if you want the best settings, just listen to what I'm saying and run it, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So do VBR, and on your bitrate. Yours probably doesn't say this, but I was watching some other videos, and some guy said put 40,000 and put 60,000 right here, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna test it out. And I tested it. I'm like, what? How do you run this? Like, it just started lagging. The stream just totally dropped, and I was like, what? Is this guy on some, what has he been smoking? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, man, hey, buddy, what's up? You want to come on over here? No, but seriously, don't do that. So, for your max bit rate, do 4,000. Type in 4,000 right there. And what that means is going to be using about 4 megabytes per second upload, or it's going to equal out to 4,000 kilobytes per second. But either or, it's going to look good, I promise you. And then on your max bit rate, don't put 60,000, do 6,000. And that means the max bit rate that you're going to allow is 6 megabytes per second upload, which is really all that Twitch, as a non-partner, is going to allow you to do. Even as an affiliate, that's all they're going to allow you to output. So 4,000, 6,000, what you need to have on there. Next, keyframe interval seconds. You can leave it to 0, but personally, 2 is the best. Use 2, and I promise you the overall quality, like I said, these are the best settings, is going to look great. Try 2. If you don't like it, put it to 0. Next, the preset. Now, if you have a just a mid-range gaming computer, it's not an enthusiast level, but a mid-range gaming computer, you might be running quality instead of max quality. But 90% of the people here that have a decent enthusiast level computer, you want to click max quality. But if you don't, like I said, do quality. But either way, you're going to do either max quality or quality. I recommend doing max quality first. If you can't run it and it's just laggy, a lot of drop frames, go to quality. But those are the only 2 that you should be using. So select max quality. On your profile, click the drop down bar, and you'll have 3 options: high, main, baseline. Disregard that these 2 are even here. Don't even, like, if you drop down and all you see these 3, just pretend like these 2 aren't even there. It's like, huh? Oh, there's only high, so click it. Don't click anything else. Just high. Don't get high, but click high. See what I'm saying? Okay, good. Next, look ahead in Psycho Visual Tuning. Check both of these. Next, GPU and max B frames. Now you see that my GPU is set to 0. What that means is I'm only running my single GTX 1070 Superclocked Edition graphics card. So I'm only running one GPU in my unit currently. So that is going to be my 0 is what it's set under, and your main computers is like that with everybody. It's set as 0 in the system. So that's going to be the graphics card is number 0. And if you have two graphics cards, you'll have one that is 0, which is your main card, and your one will say 1, and that's your SLI card or your second GPU. And if you have a second GPU that's used for strictly for just, rendering videos and like streaming as we're going over, then you would want to set that to 1 or 2, so on and so forth. But if you only have one GPU, just leave it to 0. Max speed frames. Now, I'm not going to go through a lot of these. I can sit here and talk for 20 minutes, but we're not going to do that. So, we'll do a quick run through. If you want to know more information, in the links below, I'll give you all the information. You can learn everything else about that I didn't go over. But for max B frames, do either 2. 2 is the default. I don't recommend it. Run either 3 or 4. It doesn't go any higher than 4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can't go any higher than that. So do either 3 or 2. I recommend 3. It gives you the best quality stream. Click apply. Audio, not much you have to mess with here. Just do make sure it's at 44.1 kilohertz right here. Channels 5.1, because I'm going to let you know every setting that I'm doing here, it isn't just optimized for gaming computers. It's optimized for cell phones, for tablets, for laptops, for lower end machines, because 90% of the people that are watching videos on Twitch are going to be on their cell phones, on tablets, who aren't able to be at their gaming computer. So you want to be able to optimize your stream so that they're able to watch you, because they're the ones that count. Your quality is super fantastic, is max kilobytes and all that good stuff. It doesn't matter if it looks good to you, because if anybody else can't watch it, what is the point? So that's why I have my settings to be optimized so that everybody, even if they're not at their gaming computer, can watch it. That is the overall point of this video, is that everybody can watch your video. Okay? So 5.1 on your channel for audio, 44.1 on that, and leave everything else. You can put your desktop audio the same as your headset for me or whatever it might be for you. Mic on auxiliary, same thing, microphone Razer X. And if you have multiple recording devices or audio devices, you'll select them here, but 9 times out of 10 you don't. So then click apply, then go to video. Now here's pretty much the last big part of this video that you need to worry about. Your base canvas resolution, right here. What this is going to be is the max resolution that you're using on your monitor. So if you're using a 2560 by 1440p monitor, that's what this resolution needs to be. If you're using a 4K monitor, it's like 3840 by, 2140, 2160, whatever it is, that's what you need to set right here. But if you're like me and you're using a 1920 by 1080 monitor, that's what your base canvas resolution needs to be. Don't set it to anything else except for that, okay? So that's what you need to set here, 1920 by 1080. Output scaled resolution, okay? Now, this is where the big controversy comes in. If you want to stream 1920 by 1080, which is 1080p, then you need to leave that here. But honestly, I'm going to recommend something to you, which, it's a big debate, but to me, I think it's the best. If you're on a cell phone or on a tablet, a lot of times they can't put out 1080p. And if they do, they get unbearable lag, buffering, high latency, and they just can't watch it, which results in what? Drop viewers, less people coming to your streams, which impacts your overall quality and the things that you can gain, which is what we're all trying to do. And, with our Twitch careers. Jeez, speak, Nate, speak. So what I recommend is you can stream 1920 by 1080, that's fine. You want the best overall quality, but to me, 1600 by 900 is just as good. And cell phones, tablets, laptops, even if they're not a high-end computer or a mid-range computer, can run 1600 by 900. That is 900p. The quality of the stream looks just as good, if not, to me, better, and everybody will be able to load it. And that is what's the most important here, is let everybody can load your stream. Don't optimize it for just optimal boom settings. You want to where everybody can watch you. Okay? So do 16 by 900, and if you don't like it, switch it to 1920 by 1080. But 1600 by 900, and a lot of people who are professional streamers will agree, 1600 by 900 is good until you build that big fan base. You can run those top level streams. Until you get partner and you can do those kind of streams, do 1600 by 900. Next, downscale filter. Just do it at 32-bit, the 32 samples. Don't leave it on anything else. Just sharpen. It makes your stream look good. You got Billionaire, Bicubic, and the Lansos or whatever that is. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I know. Say in the comments I'll have pronunciation issues and I'm illiterate. Yada yada yada. Blah, 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 which I might be. I don't know. I am dyslexic probably. Who cares, right? I'm a nerd. Go figure. But anyways, make sure that's on that 32 sample. Sharpen scaling. Then your common FPS values. You're either going to be using one of two, 30 FPS or 60 FPS. I prefer that you did 60 because 60 FPS, 16 by 900, literally it looks amazing. It looks really, really good. Anybody can load it in, that is perfectly acceptable. If not, drop it down to 30, but don't do, because really 30 to 60, you really ain't going to notice much of a difference. But 10 to 30 is that big difference, but 30 to 60 isn't. So just do either 30 or 60. I'm going to do 60. Hotkeys is where you set your macros for streaming and all that good stuff. But I don't use really too much macros because I have a Stream Deck. But in advanced, this is the last one that you have to worry about, and there's really nothing here that you really need to worry about except for a couple things. Make sure your process priority is high, because what that means is that your CPU is making room to make this one of your main priorities other than your game. So make sure if this is set to high or above normal. And then the last thing you need to look for is video right here. The only thing you need to set is it probably looks like this. On YUV color space 601 and YUV color range partial. Change this to 709 and change this to full. Because what that does is it doesn't make your stream look so washed out. It makes the colors look more vibrant and just makes the overall quality of the color scheme on your stream look 100 times better. Click apply. Click OK. And you're done. Oh, one last thing. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to close out of that. Let me go over here and open up my Overwatch. I forgot to do that part. Uh-oh. Don't look at my stream name or my personal email. You probably did, but I don't care, because I don't ever really get on there that much, so. Alright, let that load up. Alright, loading up Overwatch. Okay, now that that's loaded, I'm going to Alt-Tab back out. Come right here to my OBS again. I'm going to right-click on my Overwatch game, and I'm going to click Properties, Window, and then you'll see right here it says Overwatch.exe. I click it, click OK, and there's my game. But you see that it's not really fitting to the screen, right? So what you need to do is click right-click on the screen, click Transform right here, and then click Fit to Screen. There you go, guys. That's it. You can already tell how good it looks, but it's even going to look better in your streams. So that's it, guys. That's all you need to know today. This will give you the best 2019 OBS settings. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button. Help me grow my channel. There's going to be more content coming with custom builds, overclocking guides, tech reviews, and much, much more. So guys, thank you for joining today, and I hope this gets your stream up and going, and check me again next time. This is Nate from Zenith Tech Tips, and I'll see you again soon.